Hi, welcome to Storytime with Gigi. Today we're going to be reading another story from our Disney Bedtime Favorites, A Treasury of Tales collection. Our story today comes from Cars, and it's called Friday Night Fun. Lightning McQueen and his best friend Mater, the tow truck, raced to the tractor field. It was Friday night and they were ready for some fun. "You first, Mater," McQueen whispered when they got there. The tow truck looked out at all the sleeping tractors. Then he quietly drove up to one and honked. Beep, beep. The startled tractor woke up, tipped over, and moaned as its wheels spun helplessly in the air. Then it made the noise that Mater and McQueen loved. Snort! The race car and the tow truck erupted into fits of giggles. I guess the tractors are supposed to be like cows. "Your turn, McQueen," said Mater. McQueen smirked and snuck up to another tractor. Since he didn't have a horn, he revved his engine. Vroom, vroom! The noise was so loud that every single tractor in the field woke up and tipped over. Snort, snort, snort. McQueen and Mater laughed and laughed. "Boy, you's good," Mater said when they finally caught their breath. "Well, I learned from the best," McQueen told him. "Aw, shucks," answered Mater. Suddenly, a pair of headlights shone in their faces as Sheriff pulled up in front of them. "Mater, what have I told you about tractor tipping?" "To not to," Mater answered sheepishly. "That's right," said Sheriff. "McQueen, you should know better too. I'll see you both in traffic court tomorrow." As they drove to town, Mater whispered, That was fun, wasn't it, buddy?" "You bet," whispered McQueen. Still, he hoped Sally, the sporty blue Porsche he had a crush on, wouldn't find out. The next morning, Sheriff escorted Mater and McQueen to traffic court. McQueen spotted Sally and drove over. "Didn't know you were here," he said. "Want to be my lawyer?" "Sorry," she replied. "The tractors hired me first." McQueen frowned as the judge, a 1951 Hudson Hornet named Doc Hudson, entered the room. "Listen, Doc," started McQueen. "Mater and I were just doing a little harmless tractor tipping." "Harmless?" erupted Sally. She pointed to the row of sleeping tractors behind her. "The tractors wouldn't call it harmless. They can't even get a good night's rest because these two are always waking them up." "Oh, we didn't mean the little fellers any harm," said Mater. "I think the fairest thing to do," said Doc, "is to sentence you boys to community service. Why don't you help Ramon clean his shop? And no more tractor tipping." Uh-oh. McQueen and Mater drove over to Ramon's house of body art. "Well, here's the job," Ramon said as he showed them the back room. It looked like it hadn't been cleaned in a while. "I'm going outside. All set?" "You bet," answered McQueen and Mater. A few minutes later, Mater accidentally knocked over a can of pink paint. The lid flew off and the paint splattered McQueen. "Hey!" McQueen hollered. "Watch it!" "Sorry," said Mater, "but you sure do look purty in pink." "Let's see how you look in it," shouted McQueen. He hurled an open can of paint at Mater, and the tow truck threw lime green paint at McQueen. After a few minutes, the pair was covered in paint. When Ramon peeked in, he got splattered too. "I can't believe my eyes, man," cried Ramon. "Look at my shop! Out, before I take a blowtorch to both of you." The friends left the shop and got Red the fire truck to hose them off. Once they were clean, they drove over to Doc's garage. "Mater and I messed up again," said McQueen. "Yeah," Mater agreed. "We got into a little bitty paint fight at Ramon's." "How can we make things right?" asked McQueen. Boys, Doc sighed. Why don't you go help Luigi with his new shipment of tires? And please, try to behave this time. Yes, sir, McQueen and Mater answered. The two friends zipped over to Luigi's Casa della Tires. There they found Luigi, a 1959 Fiat, and Guido, a spunky little forklift, bickering in Italian. Doc sent us over here to give you a hand, said McQueen. Grazie, said Luigi. Can you move these tires inside? The front of Casa della Tires must have been bellissima at all times. Might as well get started, Mater said. He passed a tire to McQueen, who put it inside. Guido and Luigi went to the showroom. A dozen tires later, McQueen said, There's got to be a faster way. What if we piled up the tires and pushed them inside? Sure, said Mater. Otherwise, we're going to be here all dadgum day. So McQueen and Mater began stacking tires. When they were ready to push the pile, it was so high that they couldn't see over it. They were sick of working, so they moved the pile anyway. It slammed right into Luigi's leaning tower of tires. All at once, the tower toppled over. My tower, cried Luigi, zooming outside. She is ruined. I can't believe it. You two break my heart. Guido just shook his head and muttered in Italian. Sorry, McQueen said. It was a mistake. We can fix it. Just go, Luigi said. McQueen and Mater looked at the ground. I guess we better go see Doc again, Mater said. When the tow truck and race car arrived at Doc's, he gave them one last chance. Go find Bessie and surprise Flo with a new paving job. This sure is a nice surprise, Flo said when Mater and McQueen drove up to the V8 Cafe. Since my parking lot's going to get a makeover, I'm taking the afternoon off. Oh, don't worry, said Mater. We's getting it right to work. Mater and McQueen spent hours scraping up the old pavement in the hot sun. I'm just about pooped, said Mater. Same here, answered McQueen. Do you think anyone would mind if we took a little break and zipped out to the butte for a little race? Wee-hoo! Shouted Mater, driving off at top speed. McQueen raced after him, backward. Why are you driving so slow? He asked, smiling. The friends had so much fun that they forgot all about the paving job at Flo's V8 Cafe. By the time they remembered, it was dark. We'll just finish it in the morning, McQueen said. Okay, buddy, Mater agreed. The next morning, Mater and McQueen drove over to Flo's. Just about everyone in Radiator Springs was hard at work, trying to finish the paving job. No one had been able to drive in for their breakfast fill-up, and they were grumpy. Hey, man, look who finally rolled up out of the garage, said Ramon. I can't believe they showed up, added Luigi. Mater and McQueen were embarrassed. Sorry, everyone, the race car said. We'll take it from here. Then Mater and McQueen got to work. McQueen worked with Bessie to do the smoothest paving job ever. A couple of hours later, they were done. The V8 Cafe looked fantastic. Thanks, boys, said Flo. Folks, drive on up for the finest fuel in Carburetor County. All breakfast fill-ups on Mater and me, shouted McQueen. Everyone cheered. Everything finally went back to normal in Radiator Springs. Until Friday night rolled around again. Hey, buddy, whispered Mater to McQueen. How about a little tractor tipping for tonight? I don't know, Mater, McQueen replied. Why don't we just go to the drive-in? Woohoo! I'd love to, little buddy, said Mater. Race ya! A few minutes later, Mater and McQueen arrived at the theater. They got some refreshments and settled in for a night of fun. And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.